Hello guys, and I hope you're well. Following our first entitled parents video, we're following up with the second because it done so well. It somehow got into the suggested things and we got a whole load of views off it, which I really appreciate your time guys, so thank you very much. If you are new here, please consider hitting that subscribe, that like button, maybe even a little notification bell, as it really helps out a tiny channel like mine. Thank you very much guys, let's get into this. I attend a fairly prestigious school in New York City, where there's a lot of really rich parents. Honestly, the school isn't even that good academically, it just has a very good reputation with colleges and stuff. With the new semester starting, about 10% of the class gets put into the gifted program, and 10% gets put into the helped program. Pretty much the rich lazy kids. This kid named Aiden was notorious for being very rich, but also a total douchebag and a bully. He would often bully my friends for being nerds because we were in the gifted program. His parents have also been called to the school multiple times because he constantly spends days in detention. The kid literally called the cops for imprisonment after being put into detention. His parents managed to sue the school and they somehow got to an agreement where Aiden gets to get out of detention and his parents won't tell anyone. His mum is the generic entitled parent. Her name is Rachel. She thinks Aiden deserves everything. He has a $5,000 gaming laptop he uses for YouTube and is wearing some fancy clothes that I cannot afford. He also makes sure I know that. Rachel threatened to sue the school for a second time for discriminating against her son. She claimed that the school put her son into the help program because they were Jewish. Somehow the school was very defensive because they already had a contract that pretty much said the school can't punish her baby. The fucking school decided it would be good to put the lazy piece of shit in the gifted program. The kid is holding back the class because he pretty much jumped from pre-algebra to calc trig, a combined class. We literally can't learn anything at a very expensive school because of this twat. Twat, I love that. I really hate any parent that abuses their money and power to ruin other people's lives. You gotta feel sorry for anyone that's in that position. You're paying for an expensive school and you're not even learning there. Jesus. So this was about 4 months ago. I'd done my seasonal cull of my daughter's clothes, given the good stuff to the women's shelter for the children that end up there as well. Any formal wear was sold and the money was put in my daughter's piggy bank. I head to the local shopping centre with the intention of buying my daughter's new summer wardrobe. The shop of choice, B&L, always had beautiful little girls' clothing and was rather well priced, which is always good. So trolley full, I head to the checkout, pay and leave the store, and that's when the trouble started. A well-dressed woman approached me and began to speak. "Excuse me honey, I can't help but notice that you overshopped. Might I take some of those bags?" No, I just bought the right amount." I attempt to leave as well as stuff the receipt in my purse. She of course follows to continue. "Oh come on, I'm sure your child doesn't need those clothes. My daughter has needed new clothes for months now." She is flustered and starts getting frustrated. "Not my problem, lady." At this point, another woman and their child join her. I later find out that the child, a little girl, is her daughter and the woman is her sister. What's going on? She has clothes she doesn't need. She probably doesn't even have a kid. After listening to them for a second, I do a runner, getting to the exit before being stopped by the security guard. "Miss, we have a report of stolen property." "And just what have I stolen?" "Apparently this trolley." I laugh a little and pull my receipt. Security guard goes through the bags and lets me leave. I do see the woman a few days later doing her grocery shopping. My daughter is sitting in the trolley wearing the outfit that I just bought her. She doesn't say a word, but she looks down in shame. My god. This is what I never understand in like any of these Reddits, like choosing beggars and entitled parents. Who has the balls, well not these women in this case, but who has like the gout to go up to people and try and take stuff off them or even beg for that? That's just like, oh man. I worked at a rock climbing gym over the summer to make some money before going off to college. I worked there as a belayer, the person who manages the rope so the climber does not fall and die. So when people who came in and did not know how to climb, they could try it out. On this particular day, I had a group of 2 kids and they were about 9 years old. After getting them geared up, the EPs left to the lounge and I started letting them climb. The first girl went up perfectly fine with no issues, so while the second girl went up the wall, she got really scared about the height and wanted to come down. I don't charge for another climb when this happens because it gives new climbers a try to how it feels to come off the wall and makes them calm down usually. The girl was absolutely petrified and would not let go of the wall, something you need to do to come down. She starts screaming and crying super loudly because she is scared, and the EM comes running over and instantly yells at me, "What are you doing to my child?" "What do you mean?" She doesn't scream like that unless she gets hurt. Did you hurt my baby girl? No, she's just scared to come off the wall. I wanted to lower her so she can try again. And you're going to charge me? No, she's only like 5 feet off the ground. I will. EM gets offended over me stating how high off the ground she is. Now you're making fun of her? No, How dare you? I want to speak to your manager about how you're making fun of new climbers. So at this point, I am able to get the girl off the wall, and she runs over to the desk where the EM is and gets my manager. He's a really chill guy and watched the whole situation, so he sticks a different belayer with their group and puts me in a different group. At this point, he has told me not to talk to them and just to avoid contact with them, as they are furious with me, and I took the other group to a different room to climb. About 20 minutes later, the ED finds me while I'm belaying yanks on my shirt and starts arguing at me. Since I am belaying another person on the higher wall, I'm not directly looking at him so I can pay attention to the climber. You think you can make fun of my kids, huh? You think you are hot shit? No, I never made fun of her. Don't lie to my face. Why did you make fun of a 9-year-old? Just because you work here doesn't mean you can put newer climbers down. Just because she didn't get up to the top doesn't mean that she can't climb. I never said that at all. I simply said that she got scared and I wouldn't charge her for another climb, since it isn't fair. Now I can't speak with you right now, I'm belaying the climber and could get hurt if I don't pay attention. I can't believe you right now. You are literally something else. I'll make sure you don't work here anymore and tell everyone how much of a piece of shit you really are. After this, ED leaves and my manager told me that I was fine and not to worry about what had happened. My manager said he told the owner if they get any more complaints about this, that they would be ignored. Still to this day, I don't understand how I'm wrong, but I think it's a pretty interesting story overall, and I love working there. This guy's pretty chill to actually keep us calm. If someone's getting in your face like that, shouting about, how did you hurt my baby girl? I think I'll be like, instantly on the defensive, you know? Especially like when kids are involved. So when I was in year 12, I was texting my friends when a shy girl from science class sends me a message. We text for a bit longer and I go to bed. The next day I wake up and my friends are asking me why I'm cheating on my girlfriend. I tell them I'm not and ask them who told them that. Of course, it was the shy girl. I text shy girl and ask her what she's telling people, but she said she didn't say anything. I make it clear I don't like her, and we've only seen each other like twice. I thought that was that, but oh boy was I wrong. I get an email from shy girl's mum telling me to stop bullying her. She's 16 years old. We emailed back and forth a bit. I wasn't bullying her. I don't know what you're talking about. She told me you text her rude messages. I just told her that I already have a girlfriend, plus she's 16. Why is she running to you? But she wants to be your girlfriend. I already have a girlfriend. Well then she can be your girlfriend instead. Are you serious? After that, her mum kept sending emails that I didn't reply to, and I just ignored her for the rest of the year. Imagine getting a girlfriend forced upon you. What a scary situation that was, especially with like the mum like forcing her. Jesus Christ. I'm an immigrant in one of the most remote countries on earth. 2 years ago when my daughter was 2, she was suffering through some allergies no one seemed to be able to diagnose correctly, and it was exhausting to constantly have her either sick or in hospital. I felt drained and depressed a lot of the time. Then shit really hit the fan. My sister called at 5 AM one day, and as tactfully as possible she told me my father was dying. For real, he had no time left. I wasn't completely shocked as his health had been declining for years, but I had to make a frantic dash to the other side of the world with a sickly toddler. My partner couldn't just take off due to work commitments, so after the initial panic of trying to find a flight, we were set to go on a 21-hour trip, just baby and me. As soon as the plane had taken off, I heard 2 little kids whining and screaming somewhere behind us. The lady sitting right in front of us turned around and about to make some joke, only to realise that there was a toddler right behind her husband too. I heard her saying, "Boy, this is going to be hell." The little fighting entitled siblings occasionally ran down the aisle screeching as if they were in a playground, no adult in sight. This was the first time the little boy laid eyes on my daughter's only carry-on, her stuffed chameleon. He made a weak attempt to grab it, but decided running was more important and went on. A couple hours later, I noticed my daughter was getting squirmish and a bright red rash was starting to cover her face. Shit, she's having a reaction to something. I gave her all her antihistamines and set her down for a nap. She couldn't sleep because of the kids screaming behind us, but the medication made her very sleepy, and she quietly hugged my arm as she watched some cartoon. The lady in front of us turned again and said, "Oh wow, your daughter is doing so well. You're such a sweetie." I smiled at her, but I really didn't feel like having a conversation. I was drowning my exhaustion and all my emotions. By this point, the other passengers had started complaining about the seamlessly endless tantrum coming from the back. Flight attendants came and went, but nothing changed. Entitled siblings ran around, screamed, climbed on empty seats. The husband in front of us got up and went to have a word. He looked fed up. He takes some time back there and comes back frustrated, telling his wife those people were an unpleasant lot. My daughter finally falls asleep, and I let go and start crying. What if we don't make it in time? Suddenly they're shouting and I can hear a woman furiously stomping while she screams, "That's it, I've had it with you!" Out of nowhere, entitled mum stops, holding entitled brat by the wrist in each hand. He has one look at me and shouts, "You!" "I beg your pardon?" "You can help me with them for a while." "Sorry?" "If you want to tell the whole plane how much you are better than me, you think you are, and your kid is perfect, you can help me out." She says to her kids. "Now you scoot along and sit here with the nice lady. You can play with the baby." "They cannot sit here. There is only one seat." "Babies don't count. Pick her up." "She's sleeping." "She will want to play." As she said this, the boy reached straight across my lap and snatched the chameleon out of my daughter's hand, which woke her and started her crying again. "You cannot take that. It's hers. Give it back." He poked his tongue out at me and started taunting his sister with the toy, but not letting her reach it. "You said he was sleeping, so he can have it." This had already turned into a loud hell of a baby crying. Boy shouting, "Nah, nah," and the little girl whining. "I don't want anything to do with your children. Please leave us alone." "Don't be rude. I thought you were good with kids." She gave me this smirk like she just defeated me at something. Out of nowhere, the man in front of us turned around and told her loudly, "Piss off and take your little shits with you." Before more words were had, the little girl reached under my legs and tugged at the backpack on the floor. "Hey, stop!" "Oh, she loves My Little Pony." In 3 seconds she had tipped the entire contents in the aisle, and mixed crayons, colouring books, finger puppets, diapers and medical bottles go all over the floor. She screeches repeatedly, "Mummy, I want to paint!" Miraculously, the flight attendants reach us and demand everyone go back to their seats. "We just wanted our bag." "Your bag?" "The woman took my kids' toys and now they're so upset." Right on cue, the girl whined, "My crayons!" which made my daughter start crying loudly again. Man in front of us gets off and roars out, "You stop it now! None of this is yours and you are harassing this lady and her baby." "Don't you talk to my babies like that. They love their toys and this woman just wants everything for her damn baby." "Because it is hers. Please stop shouting, it upsets her." "Wasn't she a good sleeping baby?" "She's unwell. Please give her a toy back and leave." Flight attendant pointed out that half the contents of the bag were diapers and labelled medicines, so they can see who it belongs to. To this, the EM stutters and grumbles, "Oh, alright," as she tries to walk away. But Flight attendant 2 firmly asks if she pick up all the stuff. She bends down and her kids run away, still holding the stuffed animal and a handful of crayons. And as soon as she collects the bottle from the floor, she shouts at me again, "You maniac! You evil bitch! You are drugging up your baby!" I could not process what was happening. She just kept saying I was going to overdose this precious baby just to get some sleep. Hadn't anyone noticed? This was probably not even my baby. I was furious, but in such shock I couldn't say anything. Luckily, the co-pilot came around and warned the woman to immediately take her seat and calm down, or they'd be arrested upon landing for causing a disturbance and harassing other passengers. It took me 20 minutes to completely calm my daughter down. I was on the brink of crying myself. The man in front of us got up again, coming back with a stuffed chameleon and crayons. It took me completely by surprise. "I'm ever so sorry for causing this. I told the woman to control her kids, but when she said she couldn't do it, I also told her that another mother flying on her own was managed to keep her toddler calm and quiet, so she could try with her own kids too. I didn't know this would happen. I'm so terribly sorry. I hope your daughter feels better soon." The rest of the flight was remarkably uneventful. 11 hours later we landed and one of the flight attendants apologised profusely. She also mentioned better behaved kids to the woman. I thought that'd be it, but no. When the woman was escorted for questioning, she stuck her claims about me sedating my child, possibly for trafficking purposes since we looked nothing alike. US security took us into a room and demanded a detailed explanation as to why my child looks nothing like me. We don't share the same last name, our passports are from different countries, and her father is not travelling with us. I provided as much as I could, but they still held us until Immigration New Zealand got back to them and confirmed it all. We lost our connection, but fortunately still made it on time to spend the last day with my dad. Oh my word, imagine being stuck on a plane with an entitled parent. I hate it when parents just like don't keep an eye on their children. They're just running all over the place screaming. I understand kids got to go on planes and stuff, and there's going to be noise and they're going to be screaming and unhappy, which is fine, but you know, you try to control it as best as possible not to disturb other people. But when she like says that, sit next to that other child and play with the baby like it's a toy. What the hell? Anyway guys, I would just like to say thank you very, very much once again for all the subscribers we've had recently. I'm seeing a big increase in views, in subscribers and comments. It means the world to me, so thank you very much guys, and yeah, just thank you for your time. Take care now. Goodbye.